My name is John Penquet, and this is Ultimate Landlord. Ultimate Landlord is a place and the company that focuses relentlessly on facts, data, market intelligence, and real-world experiences in the property industry. Now, if you're serious about investment, you need serious, relevant information. Get-rich-quick schemes are not for you. You know your goals and your purpose. You're a high performer, you focus on investing, and you need the latest information to stay on top of your game. Ultimate Landlord is here for people like you, people who do this. No get rich quick, more get rich smart. Ultimate Landlord is the place for you to realise your full potential as a property investor.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our latest podcast. This week, I'm really chuffed to be chatting with Karen Denyer. She's been a property investor for several years now, does some absolutely superb stuff. The thing I love about working with and spending time with Karen is that she's probably the most ethical and fair property investor and landlord that I've ever come across. And I think she's a bit of a model and an inspiration for many others who seek to do similar things in property. So, hello, Karen.
Hello, John. Thank you for that intro.
How are you doing?
Very nice.
Are you?
Yes, yeah, very good. Yes. I know we've got lots of challenges going on at the moment, but I'm still ploughing forward with things. Yeah.
So for the audience listening today, as I mentioned probably on a few of our podcasts, we're suffering or enduring or enjoying, depending on which way you look at it, a local lockdown where we're based in South Wales. So it is a bit of a challenge, but out of challenge comes opportunity, I suppose, doesn't it, Karen?
It does, yeah. Because I've got a couple of projects going through at the moment, just waiting for the final stages. So do you want me to run through very quickly what they are?
Go on. Let's catch up. Let's tell me.
Oh,
you're going
okay.
to make me jealous now. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I'm very keen to help out with social housing, especially at the moment with COVID.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of people who are homeless and who haven't got any accommodation. And the councils at the moment are homing them in things like hostels and B&Bs, which is a massive cost to the taxpayer. So one of my
I wouldn't want to live in a hostel or.
No, it's not nice. You can't make it your home, can you?
No.
You know,
where's the stability in that? Where's the structure in that? I
think
people who find themselves in that position probably need that more than anything else. So after shelter, a home, a roof above your head, then you need structure in your life. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to me to be able to provide some kind of structure. Also to provide the quality accommodation, because just because they're homeless doesn't mean they should get, a rubbish place to stay.
No.
Yeah. So
at the moment then.
Yeah. So at the moment I'm purchasing 2 flats to be used for homeless. So there are some challenges around funding with central government at the moment and the Welsh government. Oh, wow. So I don't really know what it looks like. We're plodding on. We're getting the property over the line and getting it refurbed, to a nice neutral standard. It'll be quality. It'll be nice for somebody to live in and call their home.
Oh, lovely.
And I'll be able to update you at some point once that's in situ and we've done it all, and then I can tell you everything that we've done basically.
And why have you gone? The easiest thing to do sometimes is to just present it on the open market for rent and just get a private rent. And what attracted you to the social element, the social housing and the homelessness and helping there?
Well, I've got a care home for mental health, and that's important to me to be able to help people. So a big part of what I do isn't just about making money through property. It's making money while helping people. So that ticks both boxes for me, and I love that. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'll do the pure capitalist stuff as well, because at the end of the day, you've got to have a sustainable business model. Cool. So you can't be losing money, and helping people out and not making a profit on it, because you've got to make the profit to make your business sustainable so you can do another one and another one. and you can help more people that way.
Isn't it? It's just sort of everybody gets really hung up on it. How dare you help people out and make a profit? Or sure, you should not make a profit. Well, if you don't make a profit, you don't help people out. Unfortunately, that's a situation we find ourselves in.
If I don't make a profit, I can't buy any more, basically, and I can't get the money out of the property. So that's kind of stops me in my tracks then. So yeah. I mean, there's money obviously in property, but it's about doing it the right way and helping people as you go. But there's got to be profit in it as well. Otherwise, it's not a sustainable business model.
And you've got quite a wide ranging portfolio at the moment. So you've got normal sort of buy-to-let type properties as well. And I'm right in saying you've had tenants for years, haven't you? They just won't leave you.
Yeah,
they love you. How do you manage to do that?
I guess it's just about being nice and helping tenants. So if they've got a problem, because I've been texting them through COVID. For example, at the start of COVID, I texted all of them and I just said, are you okay? Is everything okay? Because obviously we're going into this lockdown. If you need any help or support, or if there's any issues at all, just let me know. And they all came back with, yes, we're fine. We'll let you know if we've got any problems. So no, nobody's had any issues, luckily, But if they have had any problems, then the key thing is to help them get back on their feet, really. We're all people, we're all in it together, we're all going to face challenges. Some people are going to lose their jobs. And I mean, going forward as well, I'll be helping people if they are, going to be losing their house because they haven't got a job. And maybe they've got another option where they can move in with a family member. People don't have to face repossession. There are many options, and I can either help or signpost them to something that's going to be better for them, so they don't end up owing lots and lots of money and having their property auctioned off for £2.50 and end up owing like 40 grand.
I think that's really important because we forget. It looks like, and I know it's early days yet, but it does look like there's going to be quite a lot of change in the work in the jobs market. People's working lives are going to change now. I don't know if it's going to be a long, protracted period of difficulty in finding work, or if it's just going to be a short, sharp shock, and people are going to have to just move jobs or move into different employment over a short period of time. But in the event of doing that, a lot of people who were probably thinking of buying properties for themselves are going to be more inclined to rent over the next however long it'll be, months, weeks, possibly a few years. Isn't it great that we're able to provide those people who have got turmoil in their own lives, have got things that happen in their own lives? We can provide them and create great rental properties, ones that people are proud to live in, ones that we eventually sell onto them in the future. We will undoubtedly, as landlords and property investors, get further vilification from the media and certain charities that will remain nameless. But they'll pick on us, and what we're doing is we're a system with a major problem. I was chatting to somebody a few days ago where I was saying we're kind of like the corner shops, us private property investors. We're your local corner shop where you go to for your provisions. Now I know, in an ideal world, everyone would have a massive Tesco in their village, but we can't really have that, can we? We've got to have corner shops, and they provide a service to the community, and that's what we are doing. And the corner shop owner has to make a profit, got to pay his overheads or her overheads, got to make sure that the bills are met. And the same applies to landlords. We want to help in the communities that we invest in, but we do have to make a profit, because we've got to remain on a sustainable footing so that we can continue to provide that service to people.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, usually, you mentioned I've got some buy-to-lets, and I've been doing property now since probably about 2004, really.
Yeah.
But I just kind of did it one at a time. I had no idea what I was doing at that point. And but yeah,
people will be in that place even now, even if they've been invested for 25, 30 years.
Oh, true enough.
Really
true enough. The thing is, it's always important to learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I always think it's important to have mentors and people that you can go to and just say, well, I'm thinking of doing this, and will that work?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, so somebody's ahead of you in the game. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, but I've got I've got a small portfolio of buy-to-lets. I do everything now. I'm a limited company.
Okay.
But I continue doing the buy-to-lets because they're good at the properties, and people need homes. So in addition to doing the stuff for the homeless, I purchased the single-let buy-to-let properties, and I do them up to a really good standard. So you're right, nobody tends to leave. So yeah, and the tenants are all really happy because I decorate them to a really good standard as well.
That's the best bit, isn't it? The best bit is seeing the smile and the happiness on everyone's faces when you provide.
I know.
There's a lot of rubbish. I mean, there is a lot of rubbish rental property on the market.
Yeah.
People like you need sort of taking it, recycling it, and making something really awesome out of it. And why would anyone criticize or find that offensive? I don't understand.
Yeah, to be honest, if people are going to criticize, they can just get on with it, can't they? It's probably more of a glass half empty kind of person, and I'm more of a kind of glass half full. Yeah. So to me, it's just important. I love the bit where you go in and you've got like swirly brown carpets and avocado bathroom suites, which were really fashionable, about 30 years ago. So you've got a property that hasn't been touched for ages. It might have been empty for a while, and you refurbish it.
Properties are empty, aren't they? They're with no one living in them. You're going to create a home for someone. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, that's what I was going to say. Basically, it's especially the empty ones, the ones that are really, really, minging. Basically, yeah.
Some of the ones
you're brave. I love seeing the after pictures. Yeah. I love the. I'm not too keen on the bit in between. I love the start where you rip it all out, and I love the end where you put it all back together and it all looks lovely and shiny.
Yeah. Is it really easy to do that? Is it just?
Oh no.
Leading question there, wasn't it? Go on. What have you experienced over the years?
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like the Spanish Inquisition. Always expect the unexpected, isn't it? Like Monty Python used to say. Yeah. It's when you go in to look to do a property, you can see what's there on the face of it. But if it's something you're going to be taking back to brick, sometimes you discover things that nobody's going to know are there. Obviously you're looking for the cracks and things like that to see if there's any underlying structural issues with it. In my latest little project, I ended up moving the stairs because the downstairs wasn't a usable space.
Okay.
And then of course
just move the stairs.
Well, it's just it's easy enough when you know how. Yeah. And I'd never moved the stairs in a property before, so it was a first for me. But yeah, and everybody kind of told me, oh no, you can't do that. It won't go there. And it actually did go exactly where I wanted it. Obviously I went through all the correct channels, building regs and stuff like that. And he wanted me to do a few extra bits. And because I took the render off the walls as well, you've got to thermally insulate the walls that you take the render off if it's an external wall. So that always adds cost. And then I discovered that the floor was only about a centimetre thick of concrete. So you can't really have that. So I had to take the floor up. So yeah. But it's a lovely little property now and it's done properly and I won't need to do any work on that for years. And the tenant, bless her, when she moved in, because it was COVID, I had to leave it. She's done all of the garden and it looks really good. Yeah.
Did you have to pay for that?
No, she paid it. She paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What more can you say?
Yeah, but she's really happy because she's living next to her daughter and she's got a lovely little cottage to live in.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I would have paid for it if she'd have asked me to.
Oh.
Yeah. But she just seemed really, really happy and getting on with it herself, I've given her some other perks.
She's not renting a house, she's living in a home. I think that's the key difference. It's her home and she's taking pride in it and she's enjoying it. And that's just awesome. That's what I think that's what all of us, if we're involved in property, that's what we have to aspire to achieve. If people are so satisfied with the product, they're our customers at the end of the day. They're so satisfied with what you've provided that they become a loyal customer. They won't leave. They buy into your brand and what you're trying to achieve, and they'll never get this sort of sticky customers, which is nice.
Exactly, and I've always got people waiting for properties, and at some point in the future that there'll probably be some properties where it might be like you rent to someone who can't quite afford to buy it at the moment, or they might have some credit issues that they're overcoming. Don't we all at some point in our lives, isn't it? And then at some point in the future, they might want to purchase the property.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. And it just means that people take extra care of it. But to be honest, I've got really good tenants at the moment. I haven't always,
No.
Unfortunately, you get some people who, it's just in their personality, I suppose. And you can never tell, usually.
What's your worst?
So I have
what's
had
your worst
issues.
tenant been like? Describe them.
They dug up bits in the garden. I'm not sure what they were trying to do, if they were trying to put a pond in or something, I don't know.
I thought it was like a treasure hunt.
They just left a lot of this is the start of it, John.
Oh, no.
So they left me with fleas.
Oh.
They ruined my range cooker because it was a property I used to live in. So it was really nice, massive property. I've been, yeah. And I'd stripped all the floorboards back and varnished them, spent weeks and weeks on my hands and knees varnishing the things. They'd got like green nail varnish everywhere. They'd had some kind of hamster which had chewed all the curtains. So in addition to fleas and the fact I had to paint the entire house, which I normally do anyway, but there was nail varnish everywhere. Yeah, it wasn't really great. And there was just stuff everywhere. It was messy. It was dirty. I didn't have a new cooker. Yeah. So that cost me about 3 or 4 grand to put right. Because I wasn't going to be having, I had to live in the property as well. I had my dog with me. I put flea stuff on him so that whenever the fleas bit him, they'd die. So I couldn't rent it out for 3 months until I was sure that all the fleas had gone. I had to change all the carpets. Yeah. So that wasn't a fun time.
No, it's not all champagne and Skittles, is it? It's not. It's not.
No, and it's not get rich quick either. Yeah, it's property is.
Annoys me.
Yeah, it's there are things you can do to earn money from property, like the rent to rent kind of stuff where you rent somebody's house off them, but I kind of prefer to own my own where I can.
Yeah.
So I understand why people might want to do that, and other people who've done like the serviced accommodation, like the Airbnb stuff.
Yeah.
I know they've come in and stuck a little bit during COVID, but I mean that's a good sector to be in. But I kind of think it's eggs and baskets. It's I've got a wide range of things in my portfolio, so I'm going to be doing the social housing. I do normal buy-to-lets. I'll be doing probably some HMOs for social housing. And which is basically co-living. You've got like 4 or 5 people living together.
Yeah.
I've got a care home, and there's probably other stuff I'm going to be. Developments as well. Just waiting for them to get through.
Why do you hold on to the properties rather than just flip them on? Because that's a question that people often ask. I've got my views on it, but what's your view? Why do you hold them?
Capital appreciation, and I don't like selling things. Yeah, so you're basically getting you're getting your property appreciate in value.
Yeah.
So it's always going to go up over time. Different people say about different cycles, whether it's a 7 or 10 or 18-year cycle, but I mean over time your property is always going to be going up. So even if you buy a property for say 100,000 now, in 10 or 20 years that's going to be worth at least double. Just with the inflation, basically.
And do you hold them with a mortgage? What's your strategy with finance and mortgage?
My initial strategy is to mortgage them out, but I don't like to over leverage. I like to be safe because I don't like to panic or stress myself out financially. So the max I get is 75% loan to value. Because you never know what's going to happen in the marketplace, and if you get 75% loan to value, you're pretty safe with that.
Well, in a couple of years with inflation at 2%, that becomes 70. Another couple of years, you're down to sort of 65, and then you can take a view. Then do you need to use that property, that equity growth that you've achieved on that property in the future to fund further investment? But I completely agree. Don't over leverage and don't under leverage, if that's a correct term. use the properties that you've got to grow, but with an element of
Yeah.
risk control, I think is what how we should.
Yeah, I think you've got to be aware of the risks, because you don't want to get to a point where you've got loads of properties, but you have no money, and you're so over leveraged that if anybody calls in any part of that loan, that you can't do it.
Yeah,
So
I think a lot of people may find. I mean, that's a risk. I mean, I don't think that the property prices are going to drop considerably, but there's always that risk there. We don't know what's around the corner. This time last year, we didn't even know what a coronavirus was, most of us, and we certainly had never heard of COVID-19. Imagine going back to yourself 12 months ago in October last year and telling yourself what's going to happen this year. You just wouldn't believe it in a million years. So I think it's
absolutely not.
Insurance.
No.
Yeah, have the insurance there. Don't over leverage yourself. But yeah, mortgaging them is good. Do you use bridge funding, Karen, when you're going in, or do you buy?
I try not to.
Yeah, it's expensive, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, I know that people need to use it. It's there because it's a good product for people who need to expand their portfolio and they don't have the cash.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to find the deposit from somewhere. So I understand, why people would want to use it. I kind of, I've never used bridging because it is so expensive that I'd rather, people I know give them interest for money that they've got that's rotting away in the bank at the moment, because they're getting 0.1%, which is £1 in every £10,000.
Wow.
So that's not good. That's not good.
Loads of people out there that do that. They're tucking their money under the pillowcases, essentially.
I know, and that's fine if that makes them feel safe. But what I tend to do is when I've got a project that needs funding and it's going to be one where I can give a good rate of return, then I'll just, I'll put out there that I'm looking for funding, and then people throw me some money, and then in like 6 or 12 months' time, then I throw them the money back with the interest.
Superb. If you were starting out now, what sort of words of wisdom, what advice would you give to new investors or someone who's just thinking about taking
I would say, I'd say it's important to have a mentor, because that will help you in your journey. Because if you've got a coach, then you're more likely to succeed, basically. And not just that, you've got somebody holding you accountable. Because at the very start, and even now, I find it challenging now, finding projects and then they fall through just at, the nth hour kind of thing, because the vendors changed their mind or somebody's offered more money or you've been gazumped. So I mean, I still get the challenges, and I'm still learning a lot, because there's lots of stuff that I haven't done yet. I might have been in property for a while, but I'm still new to some things. So I think it's important to have somebody who knows what they're doing. Also, I like the joint ventures, because I work better when I'm working with someone. Because if I'm just doing it for myself, there's no motivation for me to do better and be better and get it done. Whereas when I'm working with someone, like my current business partner, it's really good to say, I've done this and this, and kind of achieved lots of things, and share in the experience and the profit, basically. It's not all about the money at the end of the day. It's about the journey. It's about the experience that you have. So I think that's important as well. And due diligence. Due diligence is so important. There are so many deals that I've looked to do, and when you run the numbers on them, you're like, actually, that doesn't stack. So you might emotionally want to do it because you've been to see the property and you're invested in it, and you're like, oh, I could do this with that, and you've already visualized yourself doing all these things. But if it's not going to work on the numbers, you just got to walk away.
We talk a fair bit about that, don't we? After declaring interest, because Karen works with me and is mentored by me, so I get to see all of the exciting stuff. I'm quite privileged, actually, because some of the stuff that Karen does is just it's astounding. I encourage her, reach out to Karen, talk to her, learn, because I learn from her huge amount. You know, just on the approach and the way in which you can do business, particularly when you talk about your partnerships and the people that you work with and helping people. That's massively more leverageable than the money. You know, people, you mentioned about people wanting to invest with you, and you'll give them a fixed return, but it's not just a fixed return. It's the engagement. It's the experience. It's the knowledge that they gain from working with you, and also it's resetting a lot of people's mindset, because our industry, property, it's all get rich quick, isn't it? It's all stand in front of a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, tell everyone how much money you made, and then try and make more money.
Yeah.
And you're the opposite to that. You don't stand in front of Ferraris. You don't go on about how much money you made. You are making money, but your focus and the message that you put out there is how much you've helped people, and that's where we started this conversation at the beginning. It's all about support and help of other people. The more people that take that approach in our industry, the more people.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, John.
Oh, am I
so
breaking
I'm not
up?
sure if you can hear me or not, and
I
if it's
can
my
hear
end
you.
or your end.
You're coming loud and clear this end.
But if I'll answer that just in case you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what question you asked. It was something about
the technology.
Oh, that's it. That's right. Yeah. And yeah, I suppose that's important as well to kind of say to people, you don't need to have a fast car and a big house. The important thing is the people around you.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Helping people, that's what we're here to do. And in helping people, we're helping ourselves as well as others, and there's nothing to be ashamed of there. Karen, you're an inspiration to everybody. I think I really encourage everybody to reach out to Karen. She's in the Ultimate Landlord group. She's always open to a discussion, a chat. When we're not locked down, we do enjoy going for a coffee. So again, we can do that too. But listen to what Karen does, listen to her experience, and listen to how she approaches her engagements with other people. She's absolutely superb at building relationships with people. So if you're having any challenge and fear over that, if you're new or if you encounter an issue, definitely chat to Karen. She's the person. And if you've got money you want to spend on property, maybe give a thought to having a chat with Karen first before you go jumping straight in, because she's got loads and loads of ideas and loads of ways of supporting new and existing investors. So Karen, thank you for your time today. It's been lovely chatting to you. Sorry about the technology glitch.
Thank you, John.
I think we got.
That's all right. We always get that.
And I really look forward to meeting you again soon when we eventually get out of this lockdown. But I think you've got a couple.
Yeah, I can. I'll show you once my projects get over the line. I'll do little videos, and I'll if I can get out of the county, that is.
Yeah. Run for the border.
Yeah, I don't mind showing people what I've done. So
Yeah,
I don't want to say too much at the moment because there are some that are still going through. So yeah,
I mean,
but that's great. Thank you, John.
I'll put some detail in with this video. You can find out more. You can get into the group. Karen's in the group. Have a chat. Share your experiences. Karen will share hers. And I'm sure other people in the community are always there to support and help.
Because we're always learning. All of us are learning, no matter how much you've done. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So it's good to share experience. Thank you, John.
Better let you go and find another brown swirly carpet house full of fleas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good search. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.